say good morning or good afternoon, because it's that time of the day where I'm not quite sure which it is. But welcome to Wath Parish Church for this occasion today, which is a mixture really of celebration and also a degree of sadness. There's some sorrow attached to this, inevitably, but also some thanksgiving. All those things are mixed up together, and it's good that they should be. We have all sorts of feelings on an occasion like this, and we're sharing them in this service together this morning. Just to remember that we are here for a number of reasons: to worship God, inevitably to remember the past and to pray for the future, to think about the world we live in. But specifically today, we're here to lay up the standard of the Wath-on-Dearne branch of the British Legion. And we'll be saying and thinking more about that as we go through our short service today. And so we begin by singing the first hymn, O God, our help in ages past.
Shelter from the stormy I commit this sacred standard of the Wath-on-Dearne branch of the Royal British Legion to you as Vicar of the Parish of Wath-on-Dearne for safekeeping in this holy church for evermore.
I accept the charge.
Stand the brothers, let's go. About turn. Dismissed. Stand the bearers. Order, stand it. Stand up, lead.
Will you sit down, please?
Please forgive me if I do refer to these notes that I have made. As you know, age dims the memory somewhat, and I would hate to go from here thinking that I'd forgotten something. So please excuse the notes. When the vicar asked me to speak for a couple of minutes about the Wath branch of the British Legion, I was at a complete loss, realising that I knew so little about it. My earliest recollections were as a small boy in the early 20s. I sometimes heard my father say, "I'll just pop down to the Comrades," which was where the Burlington Club is now. And in later years, I wondered why he didn't say, "I'll just pop down to the Legion." The reason became a bit clearer when I realised that in 1919, as in 1946, several ex-servicemen's organisations were formed. There was the National Union of Ex-Servicemen, the National Foundation of Discharged and Disabled Sailors and Soldiers, the National Association of Sailors and Soldiers, the Officers Association, and last, but by no means least, the Comrades of the Great War. And although I have no proof that shortly before it became the British Legion, it was the Comrades of the Great War. For a long time, Earl Haig fought to bring all these different associations under one banner. And on the 14th of May, 1921, at the Queen's Hall in London, he finally succeeded, and the British Legion was born. I am proud to say that my father, an ex-captain in the 6th York and Lancaster Regiment, was an original member of the British Legion of the Wath branch. And I'm sorry to say that I, as his son, is present at the final stage of its closure. The standard has been proudly carried for over 80 years by various standard bearers. And today, once again, it has been proudly carried by Mr. Ralph Green to its final resting place in this holy church. I would like to thank all those Legion members from whatever branch who have been instrumental in today's laying up of this standard. And I also thank very, very sincerely our Vicar, the Reverend Tim Leach, for all his help. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thanks very much, Fred. It's good to, on an occasion like this, realise and remember how important the work of the British Legion is. That's part of what we're doing today. And we know that although the specific club here in Wath no longer is going to carry on, the actual work of the British Legion most certainly is doing. And one of the values of bringing the standard of an organisation, of a club like this one here, and laying them up in church, in due course it will hang over there, among a number of other banners. There are Cubs and Scouts there, there are Miners banners there as well, and actually the British Legion Women's Section banner is already there. Which means that whenever anybody comes into this church in the years ahead and happens to look around, they will see it, and they will remember and think about, perhaps, the work of the British Legion. A particular branch club might have closed. The work of the British Legion has not by any means finished, here or anywhere else. On the contrary, it's more important now than it ever was, and we all know that, and in a variety of ways support it, and actually make sure that it's continued into future generations as well. And the position of your flag in this church will make sure that in this community the work of the British Legion is never forgotten. The work will carry on, but it needs to be in front of people's minds as well. And an occasion like this makes sure that will happen. So to the British Legion, as representative of the church, I would say thank you for bringing the banner here, so that we can actually remember the work and make sure that people who share this church with us remember the work too. And thank you for those other branches who've come to share this occasion with us, knowing that perhaps other clubs continue, and maybe some get bigger, some get smaller, but the work always is there. And the purpose of the work, we know, is to support those literally millions of people whose lives have been totally turned upside down because of warfare. And that happens to people in the armed forces, of course, but it happens to lots of others as well. And the British Legion is there to support and help them. So more than anything else, this is an occasion of demonstrating our support for that organisation, a support which isn't just for a day or two each year, but is for the whole of the time. And so we're going to stand and sing again. The next hymn you have on the sheet is the hymn Jerusalem. So we stand and sing together the hymn Jerusalem.